guys, welcome to SFeatleyTV, and we're back with another Watchalong, and it's the Watchalong for qualifying. Yes, TV this week. I want to qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix, the Netherlands Grand Prix, the Dutch Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button. Don't mind me eating things, nothing to eat all weekend. All day to be fair. Right. Surprise result in free practice 3 with both Mercedes going fastest. Maybe that's a sign. I hope so. Being a Mercedes fan. But we'll see how this plays out. The session's like to start in literally about 4 minutes time. So make sure you get your comments in, you get your questions in. You're hitting that like button, you're hitting that subscribe button, you're hitting the share button as well. Right, nothing better than a good crisp sandwich as well. Just to keep things off. So let me just quickly make this. So yeah, let's put that there. Let's put that in there. So, come on guys, come on Hamilton, let's go. Right, let's upset the fans, let's upset the Dutch fans, let's go, let's do this. Let's go, let's do this. Let's go, let's do this. Big up to 99 Agenda for this on their preview last night. We are on SFeatleyTV doing a preview to the night game at 8:30, and we'll have the Man United agenda on. So the Dutch Grand Prix circuit, let me just bring you some. So the circuit itself, Zaandvort, in the dunes, in the Netherlands dunes. So yeah, buried in the dunes of Holland, you find the Zaandvort circuit. As you can see, you've got the banked zone 14, which leads on to the first DRS zone, which is DRS zone. It looks like it starts here, so it starts even earlier. It shouldn't start that low early, to be fair. But anyway, it goes all the way down to turn 1. That's probably where you can see most of the overtaking. You might see a couple of opportunities into turn 11 and 12, but it's very tight, that turn 11 12 sequence. Then you've got, if you see the first sector, you've got turn 2, the banked to turn 3, which they then accelerate up. Easy to spin the car around, rotate it 180 degrees, and then climbing the hills as you go 4 or 5. There's a lot of elevation change on this circuit. And then flat through 7 as it goes downhill, then sharp, quick turn 8, and turn 9 just tightens and tightens on itself. You got turn 11, turn 10, which leads on to obviously what I just said about the DRS having the turn, coming up to turn 11 and 12. So an interesting circuit. Very struggle for overtaking around this circuit, as you can see. Very quick lap. There's only 72 laps this Grand Prix. And obviously the lap record set last year by Lewis Hamilton. An interesting fact, like Silverstone, it opened in 1948 as part of the wave of the post-war motorsport enthusiasm that swept across Europe. It really made up of a permanent track and public roads that snake through the sand dunes of the Zaandvort resort town. The Dutch Baltimore Racing Club, who initiated So there's a bit of history background to it. The first actual Grand Prix for Formula One didn't take place in 1952. So before for Formula One would go on to race there on and off at the track until 1985. Before in 2019, after a 35-year separation from the sport, the announcement came that the championship would return to Zaandvort for 2020. Obviously, it meant it was 36 years because of the pandemic, as it was going to be one of those opening 7 races. So it was obviously one of those 7 races that were cancelled because it was at the start of the season. So, right, let's have a look. Let's see what I've got here. Let me have a look. Put that up there. Put that up there. Put that up there. So it's organised today. Sorry for the lateness earlier as well. So there you go. We're here. Doesn't matter because we are still here doing it. So let's quickly move W flags. Right, that's that done. So I need to look at these ones. So there we are. So obviously sections have gone green. And who's out first? Kevin Magnussen is out first. The 2 hash drivers are out first. Trying to get some laps in already. You see, looks maybe if that's either the 2 alphas on the circuit map or the 7.2 kilometers wind that's coming across in that direction towards across. Why am I putting that? This is green, when I say green. Then qualifying. So yeah, here comes Magnus in the start, the first lap of the session. Right, let's see what lap time we can produce here. So Schumacher is going faster than Madison in a minute as Madison comes down towards turn 11. Like I said, very short lap here. Obviously, he's going to go fastest because he's the first one through. And actually, Schumacher doesn't beat his second sector time. As Madison comes round to go round the banked 14 onto the start-finish straight, and it will be a 1 minute 12.6. Schumacher, what's he got in his locker? It's a 128. It's 112.8. And who went off? Then Albon set the fastest third sector, but still behind the 2 hash drivers as expected with Williams. Zhou goes quickest with Bottas 4th. Zhou with 112.6. only 300 faster than Magnussen. Gasly come through with a 1:31. Still waiting to see some of the front runners that come through yet. So, Max Verstappen. Right, so Max Verstappen, the homeboy, is out now. Here comes Charles Leclerc, he's coming out now as well. Very tight pit lane as well here. Very tight pit lane. You've got to be careful what they're doing in that pit lane. It's very tight. Big up everyone that's watching as well. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I will end this as soon as it's finished because I've got to go out straight after. So Verstappen and that just bringing up the tide as he gets deployed in the crowd. Obviously, his home crowd packing out this Grand Prix. I'm just hoping that the start of this, like the next start of this Grand Prix, like they do not release smoke as soon as the Grand Prix starts. Because last year they released, once the races started at turn 12, they released their orange canisters, right? And it nearly covered the whole of the circuit. Now the driver's already, a vision is already impaired by certain, like being lightened down and other parts of the circuit, the halo and everything. Like, last thing they need is they need a frigging cloud of orange smoke in the middle of their vision, right? And if it carries on like that, I'm seriously gonna look towards the FIA and like, why aren't you banning this sort of shit? Like, or have it, you can only release it at a certain distance. Because it gets beyond the joke otherwise, it puts drivers at risk, and that's the last thing we want. Max Verstappen fastest in both two sectors so far. Leclerc and Perez can't match him. Is that Zhou with a 1:11.3? What have the Mercedes got? One of the Mercedes, I think they're on the outlap at the minute. Yeah, because you saw the Q3, they were fastest, or one of the fastest. So, right, I'll see how well they're doing. Carlos Sainz goes second with a 1:11.7. Pit lane incident involving cars 4 noted unsafe release. So Norris in trouble already with the stewards. So that's probably going to lead to a penalty. So Russell coming around turn 9 and into turn 10. Coming down to turn 11 and 12. What's he got here? There's only 3/10 down on the leader. Hamilton only 3/10 down as well. Going to take a mighty third sector to get to pit Verstappen here. Let's see what he's got. Coming down that main straight, gets a little toe. Goes fastest in the last sector, but only goes second. Hamilton third. So the Mercedes are way in the mix here. They're in the mix. They're in the battle for a pole here. If you're going to count Ferrari in the battle for pole, then you've got to count Mercedes because they've got the pace as well. Right, here's the incident with Norris, I believe. Yeah, that's a definite unsafe release. Definite unsafe release. Yeah, that's poor. That is poor. So Max Verstappen on a replay. Ooh, nearly losing it there. If he lost it in that last corner, he would have been buried in the gravel trap and that would have been him out of the session. So that's what I love about this circuit. That's one thing I do like about this circuit. There's no runoff areas, like it's gravel traps. So if you get it wrong, you get stuck in the gravel trap, you're out of the race. Or you're out of qualifying. Right? Which I think is how it should be. If they're the greatest drivers on the planet, they shouldn't make mistakes. Right? And if they make mistakes, you should be punished. So yeah, I like it. I like it. That's why they brought so many gravel tracks back for Belgium as well. Bottas stays 7th, Zhou 15th, but he is improving. And he goes 5th, which is now 6th because Alonso's picked into 4th. Ocon goes 7th. Time's flying in, Sonoda's 6th. Gasly up to 8th. Stroll is only 8th as well. So the bottom 5 at the minute it's Ricardo, Albon, Schumacher, Vettel, Latifi, with Perez on the bubble in 15th. Perez is on the bubble out of Q1 here, so he's got to find a time to improve, which I think he will. Like, he should do. He is finding time already. It'll be a major shock if he gets knocked out at this stage. Not very tiny out of 10-10 from Perez there. 4 tenths down on Verstappen. It doesn't seem as hooked up as Verstappen is. Coming out of the last corner and then flat. That DRS is going that early, Jesus. And he goes 4th, so he definitely improves on that. Leclerc, let's see if what he can get any closer towards the top. He does, he goes 2nd, 1:11.4, so it's the 10th off. It's a 10th off Max Verstappen, the leader. Not to say it's all about who's going to stop Verstappen this weekend. But yeah, make sure you hit that like button, you're hitting that subscribe button, please. Really do appreciate you all tuning in. The ones that are watching this, really do appreciate it. Every single one of you. As everyone pretty much now, what they do is they'll go in, get a fresh set of boots on, and then the drivers that feel most at risk, right, which are probably going to be from about 5th or 6th place down, they're going to put a new set of boots on, go out for another run to see if they can get themselves out of the drop, either away from the drop zone, or if they're in the drop zone, get themselves out of it. So That's what you're going to see from now on. Apart from Albon, who's out already early, he's out very early, starting a new flying lap. Excuse me. And he's 4 tenths quicker than not the obviously pole time. It would be 4 tenths quicker than Magnussen, who's on the bubble, who's on the literally in 15th, the last place before the elimination zone. Turn 10, out of turn 10, come towards turn 11. He is still going quicker, and he's going to come through the last corner, put the DRS on, run the car to the edge of the wall for going for the line, and he will go 7th. That's a good lap by Albon, 7th position. But going that early, is that a good idea or not? I don't know. Right, we'll wait to see if he stays in the drops, if he stays in the lucky bags. Big up yourself. It's Max Verstappen, followed by Charles Leclerc, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Perez, and Alonso at the minute in the top 6. Then Albon 7th, Sainz 8th, Tsunoda 9th, Zhou 10th. As we get to see, I think it looked like Hamilton that was coming out of the pit lane. So a lot of the guys even still don't feel quite safe, even though they're that high up the grid. That's been a common theme this season. That's been a common theme, whether you're that high up the leaderboard or not. You still go out for an extra lap in Q1. And Magnussen fighting with the car into turn 10. Puts the power back on. DRS until turn 11 and then 12. Really attacking those curves there. Really aggressive. A lot of traffic, but they get out and keep out of his way. As he goes from turn 13 and 14 to finish straight. What's he going to pick up in terms of time? Magnussen goes. He's only 13th. Schumacher improves himself up to 8th. Norris improves himself to 3rd. Norris gets himself to 3rd. Mate, I'm watching. Gasly gets himself up to 11th. As we are now out of time, so these are the final times coming in. Hamilton pops himself up to 2nd, 100 off Verstappen's pole time. Valtteri Bottas is out. Valtteri Bottas is out of the session. He's not going to improve on the lap he's on. He's coasting. So he is out. So we'll see. Daniel Ricciardo doesn't look like he's pressing either. So it's like he's out as well. So the only one left that could threaten is Vettel, but he's in the pits. So that's it. That is it. So let's see what happened with Vettel's lap. Second to last corner. Oh, loses it on, goes on a gravel trap. He does well to keep it from beaching into the gravel. So that is him out. That is him out of the session, big time. Lando Norris then so the final drivers that are out. Bottas in 16th. So I'll give you the. So here we go. Let's have a look. So the drivers that are out are Valtteri Bottas in 16th. His teammate squeezes through by finishing margins. Magnussen 17th, Ricciardo 18th, Sebastian Vettel 19th, with Nicholas Latifi in 20th. Right. Hamilton finished second in the end, and it was literally by 100th of a second. Which looks impressive. It looks very impressive. This is have we got radio on here? Yeah, let's look at Sergio Perez's team radio.
We need to be more on it, mate. We just waste a set.
So he's not happy that he had to go back out again and use another set of tyres. George Russell.
Rears didn't feel great, turn one.
AFA, saw that.
And again, Russell.
Egron safe release there by Norris.
That's yeah, that's the, you can see that here, that's the real. You can see how Sonoda's had to lock up to stop himself running into Norris. Shows how tricky that pit lane is when it's one of the smallest. This is Guan Yu Zhou during the session.
Zhou will be very, very quick turn on, front wing, question.
I'm happy to keep what you're saying.
Yeah, copy.
So he was trying to make small adjustments throughout the session as well. So maybe it's saying he's not too impressed with what the car's doing. So yeah, as it says, Bottas, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Vettel and Latifi all out of this session. Beth, you'll start. Beth on Facebook, you put any links in, I'll block you. Simple. Right, doesn't watch out with blocks. No way. Actually, no way, Jose. Right, and block that user for spamming. Oh, you can go as well if you're going to start doing that as well. It's a shame because I know Norris is doing well in this session. He's having to now possibly face a steward penalty with that unsafe release. But there you go, those are the rules. It's the way of keeping the pit lane safe. Everyone patient, and the second session's just started. So the second session has just started. Just got underway, and the first driver is out, and it would be the Williams. It's like the Williams of Albon is already out. More likely he's going to get knocked out in the session. But I doubt he will get into the top 10. Be a miracle. Right, that we'd have to do some severe corner cutting. But then around this circuit you can do corner cutting if you drive. Right. All gravel tracks and everything. But yeah, he's the only driver out there in a minute. Only driver out there. So Williams won into their own schedule. Red flag. What's the red flag for? What's the red flag for? Oh, do you know what? This is why it should be banned. This is why it should be banned. Right? I've said this. What the hell? Right? Someone's orange canister, one of their Dutch fans' orange canisters, right, has now dropped on the side of now dropped on the circuit. Right? Stopping the session needlessly. Right? You want to celebrate Max Verstappen winning? Yeah. Why have we got to use orange canisters like that and then threaten them to drop them on the circuit? Like, for God's sake. Are you serious? Absolutely wrong. Absolute joke. Right? There should be a certain distance away from the circuit so it doesn't cover the circuit in smoke. Right? Or you ban them completely. Right? Because that's not on. That's just not on. Unfortunately, some of the wildlife is now getting on the circuit as well. But that we can't help. Session will resume in literally 3 minutes. There is grabbing pole on the revised. So now we've got to wait another 2 minutes for this session to restart. Norris will find himself in a lot of trouble there. I think they're talking about did he go for yellow flags when like Vettel went off. But at least they can fly away if you drive at them. Just. Then if you go back 2 on the 1 now, I haven't seen him fly away from the parts at 2 on the 1 now. I don't know if there are times we have. There you go. 1 more minute and then the session restarts. 1.5 minutes until the session restarts. So, isn't it? Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Session restarted. We are back. We are back. It is back live again. Might mess up here in the mornings like that. Really can't afford to. Just got to wrap this up as soon as it's finished. So there we go. Max Verstappen is now out as well. With 12 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Really hope someone can stop in this video. Please. Get someone else to win the race. You know what I mean? The only thing that winds me up is that when Hamilton used to do this and dominate the season, everyone said it was the car, the team, the strategy, and all this shit. Every time now Max does this, and has been doing this all week season, everyone's been saying that it's how good Max is. How good Max is. Max is this, Max is that. And I'm like, right, they're doing exactly the same thing before, but you can't have the same energy for both drivers. Right, so if Max has been that good this season, then Hamilton was that good in the 2020 season. Right, I'm sorry, it's as simple as that. You can't have it one way or the other. Yeah. So there we go. But here come Perez has gone fast in the first sector. I don't think Perez is going to be allowed to win this race. Trust me. I think he'll get crucified by the team if he does. Despite being so many points ahead for Verstappen. Here comes Verstappen around the last corner. And it will be a 1 minute and 10.9. He's broken into the 110s. Perez won a 1:11.3. So that Red Bull's pace is searingly hot. Let's see what the others can do. I might think that Red Bull car is now overtaken Ferrari as the fastest car. Because you saw it in Belgium, and now you're seeing it in Holland. Like how dominant that car now is. I think over the summer break they've made that car and turned it into a now world beater. And with the strategies they've got compared to Ferrari, that's why it really makes them unbeatable. Because like Ferrari's strategy is it needs the perfect car overall to be able to win a Grand Prix and have a chance of it. Because the strategies are crap. Simple as that. As I believe this is Leclerc coming to start time now. Here comes Russell battling me through the traffic. The traffic shouldn't affect him at all. He comes around the penultimate corner into the last bend. What's this going to be for him? He goes third. Hamilton. He goes. Oh, he's so close. He's 1/10 off Verstappen on a 1:11. Like, do you know what? The way it looks like in a minute is between Hamilton and Verstappen for pole position here. Hamilton looks closer for pole position not this season than he was last season, and look how poured up Mercedes has been this season. It's funny that, isn't it? Yeah. But Hamilton needs a perfect car to win races, of course. You know? Big up, Luca. We've got 8 minutes left in the session. Stroll goes 4. That's a good time by Stroll. He's quicker than Russell. No one's off with Russell. He looks a bit off at the minute. No one's winning Luca. It's qualifying. Right. You find out who's winning during the Grand Prix itself. Right. You mean who's top of the timesheets? Well, Max Verstappen's top of the timesheets. What do you expect? This being his home event, this Ferrari being as shit as they are, right? And that how good that Red Bull is. But then Hamilton is literally 1/10 off. 1/10. That's hardly anything. He's been only just off him by the slimmest of margins. The one thing that Mercedes is good with is its long run pace. Its long run pace in that Mercedes is quality. So Mercedes are definitely in the mix for this one. Big time. Probably more than they have been all season. I love it Hamilton wins it this year. That wins it this Grand Prix. I really would. He pissed off every single Dutchman. Here comes Zhou with a 1. He's gone into 8th place for that one. Right, so drivers in the drop zone. I'm going to show you now. So in the drop zone at the minute is 10th or 15th. So 11th to 15th, sorry. So Gasly is in the drop zone right now. As everyone comes in to fit him, first pair of boots on to go out again. Ocon 12th. Zhou 13th. Sonoda 14th. And Mitch Schumacher 15th. To be honest, if I was Hamilton, I'd be like Verstappen. I wouldn't be bothering to change side of that again. Why bother changing out and go out again? Right? No one's going to keep up with that pace. Like a 111 dead. Just outside of 1 minute 10. Right? That is not going to be a relegation time. Right? You need a miracle from the slow runners to get up to that pace. Albon again, out early. Well, it worked for him in the last session. Let's see if it works for him in this session. So Albon comes through and he's still 10th on the edge. So he still needs to find something. So I'm sure the drivers behind him are going to improve. Sure of it. Up comes Stroll. One of those. Yeah. Oh, it is in 4th to be fair. Russell's coming out. So is Hamilton. So both Mercedes still feel like they need to go out and go give it another lap. But I think to be fair, if they know they're safe, they'll just stop halfway through their lap and back off. Zhou what's left of their fire. As Verstappen, he's not going to come out at all. No tyres on that car. Quite clearly saying he feels he's done enough, and I don't blame him. Being in the 1 minute, only driving in 1 minute 10s, that quick, I don't blame him saying he feels enough. So here comes Charles Leclerc to start his flying lap. He's only 9th as well. Ferraris are not performing well here, man. They're not performing well. So they need to up their game. Right? it just, do you know what? It just sums up their season. To be fair. If you come through, Leclerc goes second. Leclerc goes second, and he just squeezes into the 110s. Like that. So he has got the pace there. Just. Let's say he's just got the pace. I mean, which has even got more pace than what he's got. Right, he's that dominant. Everyone now completing their final laps. Russell goes second. So then he goes 10th. Stroll stays 9th. Then he pits. Here comes Gasly, who's at the bottom of that drop zone in 15th. He gets himself to 11th, but it's not enough. It's enough. He doesn't pip his teammate and knock his teammate down. And Ocon doesn't improve. Or is it? No, Fernando Alonso, sorry. So for a team that's supposed to be looking like the team that could go on and challenge the top three, not a good day's work there by Alpine. Alonso and Ocon both out of the session. There we are, and that's it. So the drivers knocked out of that session are Mike Gasly, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Zhou, and Albon, and they all join 16th Bottas, 17th Ricciardo, 18th Magnussen, 19th Vettel, and 20th Nicholas Latifi. There you go. So in the top 10 for this final session, we got Carlos Sainz popped himself into a 1:10.8. So he did get faster than, so did Russell as well. They both went faster than Verstappen. So there's definite pace in both Mercedes and Ferraris to get that to beat Verstappen. So let's see what happens in this final qualifying. Max Verstappen 3rd, Charles Leclerc 4th, Matt Hamilton 5th, Norris in 6th, Perez 7th, Lance Stroll 8th, Mick Schumacher 9th, and Tsunoda in 10th. So there we are. We've got one more session after this. Basically after this hour race, you know. Right. Set that down. Right. So, just waiting for this final session to get started. Make sure you hit the like button, you hit the share button, you hit the subscribe button. Please, it really does help the channel and the charity, as this helps SFeatleyTV's awareness of Children's Liberty Foundation. So please, please, please do hit that subscribe button and that like button as well. Make sure you share the content. Really do appreciate it. So here we go. The last session at the Netherlands. So there we go. You look at the sand dunes of the historical town of Zaandvort. Nice place to have it all, really, to be fair. It does look like a nice place. Come on, one more session. One more. Fuck, there's 8 minutes. Let's go, let's get on with it. What are we waiting for? Come on. All the teams preparing for this one final session. So Russell is literally 1/10 faster, or 100 faster than. Sorry about that. So what we're looking for here with the house. There might have been wrong there. You've got a perfectly good display of how to take those sort of 3 corners, right? And of course, obviously, because it means Schumacher's in the top 10, and I believe his teammates in the top 10 as well. Is he? Brit, Schumacher in the top 10. Whether his teammate was knocked out in Q1. Right? Big difference. And his teammate's no slouch, to be fair. Manderson's not, he may be a reckless driver, he's not a slow driver. That's one thing that probably kept him in the job with the amount of mistakes he made. So, final session is underway. Final session is underway. Here we go. One more time. Let's see who gets pole and who will make up the rest of the grid. Who gets pole and how does the grid form up behind him? Can Mercedes do another shock that they did in Hungary, gaining pole position? Both Mercedes are in the hunt. Looks like both Ferraris could be in the hunt as well. But mainly the 2 Mercedes that are more threatening. Or is it just same old Red Bull with Max Verstappen? Because in Max Verstappen last season with that Red Bull, it was no matter what Mercedes tried, it just couldn't get near him. We'll wait to see what the race conjures up tomorrow. In the end, this is just Zaandvort pole positions. 1985 PK, 1984 Prost, PK 83, 82 Arnoux, and 2021 obviously Verstappen. So who's going to be 2022? As Max comes to start a lap. Right, hits the brakes and turns in. Line is ready to turn 3. Turn 3 on the power. 100% commitment into turn. So Max fastest is sector 1 as he comes through turn 10 into the first DRS zone. Like coming up to turn 11 and past the second sector being its fastest in second sector as well. Flies through turn 12, coming up towards turn 13, penultimate corner, before hitting turn 14, the last corner on the circuit. Will open up DRS, floors it to the line. Oh, it's a 110.5. Jeez. Whoa, look, nowhere. People are going to struggle to get towards that. As Perez struggles to even get into the 110s. People are going to struggle to get into that time. A 110.5. Jesus. Honestly. Norris pops himself up to third, but still waiting on others to set a time yet. Look at that commitment in turn 3. Despite the bobbling on the exit, on the curve, still had the confidence to ride it on that curve and put the power down. How much curve he took to turn 11 as well. No quarter given. Using every single inch of the road. Here comes Russell. He's only a personal best. Hamilton only 900ths off. Russell around turn 10. Come on, Russell. 4/10. Leclerc goes fastest with a fastest first sector. Fastest first sector for Leclerc. Hamilton beats that in sector 2. Come on, Hamilton. Come on. Russell would have won 11-1. What's Hamilton going to produce? Hamilton drives to the line. Oh, he's 1/10 short. He's 1/10 short. Leclerc knows on the purple. Looks like Leclerc's going to pit Max. Is he? He pips him by 500ths of a second. Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong. Sainz with a 110.7. Jeez. So it's Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Norris, Russell, Norris, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Stroll. Jeez. Come on, Hamilton, find the pace. Find that pace. Just that little bit extra. Come on, Hamilton. Come on, Hamilton. And all of a sudden, the world champion under pressure on his home turf. Let's see what's he got left in his locker. Right. He's now got reduced the mother of all laps to take pole. Oh. So everyone will go in, get a fresh pair of boots, and come back out again. Now, will Verstappen want to go last? Because the drivers that were going more towards were going to last seem to be getting the better conditions on the circuit. Seem like to get more improvement on the circuit, so maybe it'd be better to go last, I don't know. He did blink kind of early. He did blink early, like I think it was more that attitude, like I'm gonna set the fastest time and you're gonna get down and hit me. Like Stroll's gonna be set a time here. Stroll's out of qualifying, he's not even in the car. So Ferrari getting prepared yet again. Max now coming out of the pits as well, so he's not going to be the first one out this time. Go on, Lewis. Go on, let's go. So Max going around turn 3 as he goes around to heat his tyre up. Yellow flag. Yellow flag set for 1. No, it's green. It's nothing major. Boys aren't being too slow. Oh, another bloody canister. I'm sorry, we need to ban. Ban them. Ban them. Ban them. I don't care. Sorry, if you're going to behave like this, ban them. Right? I'm sorry, that's not on. You don't really want to chuck one and get a red flag now, guys, right? Your guy Verstappen not pole. So he needs this lap. Leclerc's gone faster again. Where's this pace come from? The Ferrari was struggling in the first part of qualifying. Leclerc like going on like a man on a mission here. He's a 10th down in the second though. Into turn 13 he goes. Keeps the 4 on the 4, goes 14. He goes faster with a 1:10.3. But Verstappen is quicker in the second. What's Verstappen got? Is he gonna pip in? He comes to the line. He gets it by 200ths of a second. We still had to see someone else come through. Sainz can't get him. No, it's just ruined. Oh, it's just ruined Hamilton's lap. Perez has just spun and it's ruined everyone else's lap. Everyone else's chance. What a coincidence. What a coincidence, Perez. Right. Oh, for fuck's sake. You see, come on. Come on, a simple 90-degree right hander. You can't be doing that. What a coincidence. As soon as Max Verstappen gets pole, gets it in top on pole position, right, he spins. What a coincidence. Anyway, I'm going to have to wrap it up, so I've got to go. Max on pole. All three teams in the fight for this. It's going to be an epic race tomorrow. Don't miss it. We'll be live at 1:30 tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon.